A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. In this session, I'm going to be speaking about someone who's got exceptional abilities and they have basically lived in a very abusive environment in their childhood. This person that I'm channeling today was abused in childhood by family friends more than once, or people who could just get access to them. And this person has healed a lot of trauma, and this person is now kind of advocating for children's right, protecting children from sexual content that can harm them at a very young age, things that harm children in general, what we see and we just don't want to accept it, that it is harming the child's mind. But more than anything else, what I see in this beautiful soul, in this beautiful, very strong, very resilient individual. This very resilient individual, I'm also noticing one very strong point that has been popping out is how they actually have changed other people's view. Especially living with narcissistic people is not easy. And then also changing their opinion about them or changing their behavior towards you is not an easy task, and this task can only be achieved by doing inner work, because when you do inner work you change your reality and then you don't see the abuse pattern anymore, and even if you see it in the planet, you know that there is another side that people can step onto. And how they are changing is because of their psychic abilities, the other people, the narcissistic people, because narcissistic people need to see miracles, or they need to see some kind of mystical energy, mystical force that this person is reflecting. First of all, the way they predict things is very accurate. The way they say things is extremely accurate. This person has worshipped so much, like they have been so devotional, that the higher beings or the masters have gotten very happy with them. So this person is basically gifted by higher beings, and they got some exceptional gifts and psychic abilities. But it's not like they got these exceptional gifts because of their devotion only, or their prayers only, or some kind of ritual they performed. God actually gives these gifts, source gifts, these gifts to people who are immensely kind and very compassionate. It is not something which is given to just anyone who tries to please God. Because in India, coming from Indian subcontinent, I would like to say this, I'm sure it happens in different parts of the world as well, but we have many mantras, we have many chants, and we have many rituals. Even to get love, we have many rituals which can help people get love, or help people get whatever desires they have. But it's not like law of attraction, where you have to do this or you have to do that. You simply have to practice those mantras, you have to chant it repeatedly, or you have to perform some havan or yajna for a number of days, and you have to do it with complete dedication and devotion. And even demons have done it to achieve certain siddhis. In many stories of the Puranas, we have read this, and we have found out that a lot of the demons, even Ravan, who was the demon lord, they actually pleased Shiva, because Shiva is very innocent. He's very, easily you can please Shiva. So they all go to Shiva only. They don't go to that easily to Brahma or Vishnu, but they go to Shiva. And certain mantras and certain chants or certain rituals are like that no matter who it is, even if it's a demon, with all fairness, they had to fulfill the wishes. And you know how demons are, they're very ungrateful. They get all these gifts and abilities, and then they try to destroy the same people who gave it to them in the first place. So that's how even Ravan's story came into being, because Ravan pleased Shiva and he got some boons, and then he started raping, molesting and killing people. And that's why Vishnu had to be reborn or reincarnated as Lord Sri Ram to kill him. Because Shiva was not going to kill him. Shiva was like, I am the one who gave him the boon. I cannot kill him. So validation and self-worth, this person has a lot of it. and they have these exceptional abilities since childhood. But what I'm being shown is that they've never used it for any personal gain. Like they could have used it to become extremely rich, like have a lot of wealth, become a billionaire, or become very famous, or become very popular, or like get a lot of lovers, this and that. But they never did so. They were like, you know what, these things are all temporary. They're gonna stay here. I'm not gonna carry it to my grave, or I'm not gonna carry it after I'm dead. So I want something permanent, and that is love. That is unconditional love. I want my heart to be filled with unconditional love. Unconditional love is something which has many different qualities as well. Like it makes a person extremely loyal. It makes a person very patient, very resilient, full of faith, very happy. It is not the kind of happiness that's been sold in the market. Like if you're going to buy this car, you're going to be happy. If you're going to buy this house, you're going to be happy. If you have your favorite lover, you're going to be happy. This is not the happiness. This is not the materialistic happiness that we're talking about in this channeling. We are talking about actual happiness. People who are actually happy, they glow. You can see it, you can sense it. When you look at those people, you can sense it in their voice, you can see it in their confidence. They don't need any of this materialistic charade to be happy. They're just simply for real, genuinely happy. So this person not only has that sense of happiness, but they also have a lot of self-worth. They don't need other people's validation. So now, with due course of time, I'm being shown that whatever they had been predicting or saying to other people, it has been coming true all along. And this is changing the narcissistic people, because they did not change when this person was doing meditation or when this person was doing tapasya. Meditation is an incomplete word, so I don't like to use it. And that's why I use the word tapasya or sadhana. At least they are complete. You cannot meditate. You have to meditate upon something. Just the single word meditation is incorrect. But the whole world is using it, so we cannot correct everyone. So tapasya is what this person, when they do tapasya, they have to leave a lot of things. Like they have to sometimes leave the fancy job. And if they don't leave the fancy job, for example, they have some kind of mission work going on and they need to pump in resources for that. So they continue to work and they use this job or this work as a stimuli to become a better person, to learn more and to serve more people, serve everyone. They serve people every single day, and they don't serve their narcissistic family members. They serve genuine people who are maybe mentally ill, people who are maybe hungry. They'll feed people. They'll probably take them to the doctors. They will do some medical stuff for them, like give them medical attention, or in some cases just go and talk to them. These people are always on a lookout for who to help. And they, because of their tapasya and because of their sadhana, they are able to differentiate between who is the actual needy person and who is not. This gift also is received because of psychic abilities. The more your psychic abilities become stronger, the more you're able to recognize a facade, and you're able to recognize programming pattern, and you're also able to recognize enabled narcissism. Like there are people who just complain and complain and complain and blame and cry and crib, but they don't do any inner work ever. So these people with psychic abilities are not going to waste their time on these people. They'll probably talk to them if it is divine plan, or if it's divine orchestration, or if it is divine timing. They could probably talk, or they would do some stuff around them. But technically they're always looking for who should I feed, who should I take to the doctor, who should I give some kind of shelter to, and they will have different departments. I've seen people who are actually active in many departments. They are taking care of children, they are taking care of abandoned human beings. Just the way we have abandoned animals, there are also abandoned human beings. If you meet those human beings, you will be shocked. You'll be shocked the way they live, the way they exist. They exist like in worst case scenarios. And then you have all these abandoned beings, or you have I've been watching a video of this guy, and I'm 100% sure he's got great energy. I saw him online. He just goes and cleans up puddles and ponds where people just throw trash. It's not an easy job. He has a team of 50 people, 100 people. They just jump into a dirty puddle and they just clean it. So from Instagram perspective, these are the real influencers of this planet, not those people who are just talking about makeup and clothes and this, that. I mean, come on. Everyone wears clothes or puts on some makeup. What's the big deal about it? But making it something that is constantly used to influence people, influence youngsters. I mean, it's good to have confidence. It's good to, dress up well, have a good personality, have a pleasant personality. But these days, people have just made it everything, their whole life revolves around clothes and makeup, clothes, bags, purses, shoes, makeup, for men and for women both. And they don't even think, like I was watching this influencer husband-wife, a couple. They didn't even realize they were talking about leather clothes, and they just kept talking about leather clothes for such a long time. I just happened to kind of, sometimes when you're on the internet, something just pops up on your phone and you may not even be interested into it. But I was like looking at the comments and people were like, wow, you're the best couple, you look so good, oh, these clothes are so nice. They have no conscious awareness on how leather is actually made. Leather is made because some animal is going extremely tortured. Leather is made by skinning a cow or a buffalo alive. Yes, they skin a cow or a buffalo alive, and that's how leather is made. And energetically, I actually found out about this. It was not via education or any other awareness. I just was very repulsed by leather. And I remember when I was a child, because of the programming, thanks to the horrible programming that children receive, we watched the movies, and even when we were children, the leather jackets were very famous. The leather boots and the leather jackets were very famous. And you can buy a Rexine jacket or you can buy fox leather easily. It's very cheap. Fox fur, fox leather, it's like so cheap. It's half and half of actual original leather price. But we don't buy it because it's cheap. Because those who wear leather products, they don't wear it for themselves, they wear it for others. And if other people are going to say, oh, you're wearing fake leather, it's going to be bad for their reputation. Just imagine what small things they need, just to get their reputation spoiled. So how I found out about leather being, something is wrong with leather, was I started feeling very repulsed. Every time I would chant or every time I would do inner work, if I would see leather anywhere, first of all, I would just find out that there's something in this room or there's something in this space which is very, 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 very negative, and it's depressing me. So I remember going to a friend's house and I was sitting on a sofa and I was feeling extremely depressed, and I just felt like horrible. So I looked at the sofa and I wasn't even asking the question, but the lady and her husband said it's leather and it's very good quality leather. And I was like, what? It's leather? And then it took me a while to figure out, oh, so I was so depressed because I was sitting on that leather sofa, which probably required maybe more than 2 cows to be skinned alive, maybe 2 or 3, because it was a huge sofa. But for those rich fancy people, I'm sure it was a matter of pride, okay? So psychic abilities are something where a person becomes very careful about these things. That's how they develop it. They are very, very beautiful souls, as I said in the very beginning. I mean, they could be physically good looking also. I'm not denying that. They could be physically good looking, like they could be smart, and they could be like, appearance wise very pleasing, or whatever is going good for them. But more than that, they have the inner beauty, and that makes them even more beautiful. So they have a lot of people who like them. These people have a lot of people who like them, believe in them, and they're amazed and fascinated by whatever they do. But their own people obviously don't like that, because narcissistic people see everybody who's very popular or likable as a threat and competition. So even in childhood, they were constantly told how they were not good enough, or how they can only be good enough if they achieve something big. So that led them to feel very depressed for a long time as a child. But today they are kind of so intelligent that they know how to set boundaries and be assertive with these people. They know how to establish and maintain healthy boundaries, and they've been very smart in protecting oneself from gaslighting. So their communication, their needs, it's like they cannot get manipulated. So most of the things that they predicted in front of the narcissistic people, it all becomes true, like hugely, in a crazy way it's true. And when they had just started out, like at that point in time, if they would say something today, it would probably come true 2 years later, or 3 years later, and it would be absolutely word by word true. So people would be like, oh my god, yeah, this person told me this 2 years back or 3 years back. But now what I'm sensing is that their abilities have become so strong that they say something today and it will happen on the same day, or they will just make a statement and it will just become reality. That type of powers they have, and it's only because of all the letting go that they've been doing, all the letting go of the attachment they have been practicing. And even if someone like that would listen to this channeling, they would be like amazed, and they would be like, wow, it's true. Because your world starts shifting even more when the narcissistic people, when they start behaving themselves, or they also change. Because in the world of medicine, psychology and psychiatry, narcissistic people don't change. That's what they say. That's what I've been watching everywhere. And they never talk about any solutions. Most of these videos or most of these channels are hugely popular. They've got millions of subscribers because people just love to watch them say how narcissistic people are bad, how mean they are, how sick they are, how disgusting they are, all of those things. But nobody is giving a solution. Nobody is saying, okay, you know what? This is how you can fix the narcissistic problem, or this is how you can heal the narcissism pattern. That is something that only a spiritualist is going to talk about, and those are very few, because if you possess so much anger towards the narcissistic people, you still haven't changed. I mean, there is still so much inner work that needs to be done. If you cannot learn how to coexist with the narcissist, if you cannot make the narcissist depend on you, or if you don't even care about them depending on you, you just hover around them when it's needed because you also have some responsibilities or duties, or they hover around you when they need you, and they usually hover around you because they need you. They need you. They will always need you. They needed you in your childhood. They needed you when they needed some kind of materialistic wish fulfillment, and now they need you because they've realized that you are a spiritualist, you're a psychic. They know that you got psychic abilities. You can cure people's headaches or pain, or just lift them up, or motivate them, or just make them feel nice. You can maybe do a lot of these things, but you're not doing it also. In many cases, because they have been spending so much time with you, the narcissist, they have spent so much time with you. They've seen you going through pain. They've seen you also, go through depression, and you've gone through so much turmoil and maybe heartbreaks, and you got betrayed, and they just quietly watched. They've watched you go through a lot of pain for a long time. But they also are watching you, how you have shifted everything, how you have fixed everything, how you are a completely different person. So they've seen both these aspects of you, and they believe the version that you've created now, that you were never really depending on them, you were just learning. Because no matter how much the empaths suffer, they always have something good going on, always. And so everything that they've suffered or they've gone through, it's a part of their inner work. So the narcissistic people start thinking that, oh my god, when I had discarded this person thinking that they don't have money, they actually had a lot of money. They were just not using it, or they were just not spending it, or they just think on those lines. Or if not money, they always had the opportunity. They always had the big opportunity to becoming a billionaire or a millionaire, or getting that fancy job, or getting that fancy boyfriend. But they chose to be by themselves. But they chose to not do any of those things. And every time this empath got money, because money is also an important factor for the narcissistic people. Instead of spending the money on buying fancy stuff for themselves, they actually spend it on something really good, which a narcissist cannot do. It's impossible for them to have that much courage to do it. They're so attached to the materialistic worldly things. They cannot spend a penny on anyone. So my dear friends, what I'm being shown is this very confident person who's able to predict things with a big accuracy, and whatever they say has been coming true all along. And so this is where I'm going to close this channeling session. You can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com, and you can use the PayPal link given in the description box to book a personal session with me or a therapy with me. Therapies go on for a long time, and many a times, people know certain things. Even you, when you're listening to these type of channelings, I mix these and channelings together, these type of channelings, you also know that you got the gifts and you got the ability and you resonate so much, but you want to change your life, and change does not happen in one time or one go. So I recommend therapy to all those people who want to do some kind of genuine inner work. You guys have been doing inner work, I'm sure, but you still haven't even touched your actual potential. Imagine without reaching your potential, you have been experiencing all this. What will happen when you will hit your true potential? You would be doing so much. You would be living in your avatar self. And to reach that space, you have to be very dedicated and you have to be very devoted. But you should not leave your worldly world. You should remain in the 3D reality if you feel that it has some impact on you. Say if you have a job, then you should continue with that job. If you have a family around you, you should continue with that. And while living with them or while hanging out with them, you should do your inner work. That's the best way to do inner work. I have done it myself that way. And soon there comes a time without you even realizing, if you do the genuine inner work is not a matter of a day or two. It takes time, and you need to be surrounded by the right type of teacher or healer as well. And this type of inner work will create opportunities for you, and the narcissist will run away from you. They will come up with stories or things or ideas, and at that point in time when they're running away from you, you need a strong inner work. The foundation has to be so strong that you don't go running back to them, because a lot of people who are empaths also have attachment issues with the narcissistic people, and that's why they cannot let go of them. So if you can't let go of them right now, it means it's time for therapy. And otherwise, you can ask questions about your twin flame journey. You can also find out if the person you're considering to be your twin flame is genuinely your twin flame or not. Are they actually the correct person for you or not? Are they actually worth your time or not? That is the most important question that you need to ask and get an answer to. So yes, kindly do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me, because I use psychic abilities and spiritual tools and modalities with the help of my great grandmaster, my grandmaster and my initiating master, and the whole Ram Darbar. They are the doers, I'm just a medium. So if you feel resonance, actually your spirit guides are also helping you out. It's your spirit guides who are communicating with you, and so all of the credit goes to them. And because in the sessions a lot of magical stuff happens, so if you tell me everything in advance, some of the things I won't be able to tell you, or we would get distracted. So just to avoid that distraction, we will talk about everything. Don't worry, everyone talks about everything. Eventually they all do. All those people who have taken sessions, they know that. But we need to wait when we enter the session, and there is a certain step, a very important step has to be done right before the session. So I will see you soon in another one. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.